Hey guys, this is Shannon. Welcome to team training. Week 1, we're going to start working on the warm-up and cool down. So I'm going to demo every move for you guys so that you have a visual and you know how to coach it and teach it yourself. And then you can use it for this whole month. So it's the same warm-up, same cool down the entire month. Each movement is a minute. However, make sure you include some transition time within that movement as well, because the clock never stops. So mine's going to be short form because I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. However, make sure you are utilizing those full minutes or 50 seconds, 10 seconds of transition time. So first move, we have alternating lunge with arms overhead. So simple alternating lunge, putting the arms overhead, feeling that big stretch, knees behind the toes, stomach's nice and tight there. Good, pulling back. Perfect, so that's alternating lunge, arms overhead. Next we move to the right, we're moving into knee hug. So it's just a simple stretch, mobility more here. We're moving, getting those hip flexors, glutes, everything nice and warm. Knee hugs. Moving into torso twist, opposite knee lift. Stomach's nice and tight, drive those knees really high, using the core here. Chest stays up, big twist. Next one, alternating butt kickers with an arm pull. So stance is a little bit wider, stomach's tight, arms are out. We bring it back, pull here. Okay, so we're pulling, squeezing, shoulder blades in the back, stomach's tight, flexing those hamstrings nice and tight, trying to kick the butt there. Next we have a squat with a leg lift, hip abduction. So feet are shoulder width apart, heels are underneath the hips, stomach's tight. We squat down, leg lift, squat, other side, squat. Good, so remember in the warm-up, things should be medium pace. We don't want to get too quick because we are warming up. We want to use full range of motion. Next, we have overhead stretch with a toe touch. So it's a simple reach, overhead, nice and tall. Bring it down as low as you can, shooting for the toes, up and reach, leaning it back. Glorified mountain pose, coming back down here. Up, looks like this way, big stretch, and then a reach there. And last one, stationary lunge side to side, nice wide stance, toes are forward, stomach's tight. We're just going side to side, dipping into that lunge, knees are staying behind the toes. There. Good, so that's the warm-up. Again, each exercise is a minute, total of 9 minutes there. We're working at getting our heart rate up, shooting towards the 60%. Once we do the workout, those exercise moves, we move right into the cool down, and it looks like this. So here are the moves for the cool down. We have wide squat with arm circles, so a breathing technique. So we're nice and wide, stomach's tight. We're gonna go down, squat, come up, and breathe. Down, squat, up, big stretch, getting that energy in and out, getting that heart rate lowered to resting heart rate there. That's more of a breathing technique. Next one is chest and back stretch, so we're gonna bring it forward here, and then back. So you can have your hands really any way you want them, in the front or the back, as long as you're squeezing, open up the chest, bring it forward, push it up. Good. Good. Okay, next one, wide forward bend. So really what we're doing is nice wide stance here. Hands are up above. We're gonna bring it down, forward bend here, and then come back up. Forward bend, nice and wide stance. So we're feeling it in the inner thighs, hamstrings and glutes as well. Also in the chest on the way up. Next we have triangle hold for 30 seconds. So we're gonna stick in that wide stance. So we're doing the forward bend, then we go to triangle hold. So right hand to right foot, left hand comes to the ceiling, we look up. We're gonna hold that for 30 seconds, bring it up, and then transition over to the other side. Drop it, look up, try to let that left hand or hand closest to the floor sink. Relax those shoulders, open up the chest. There. Next one we have a low lunge stretch. So we're in this stance. We're just gonna move them this way. We come down into a low lunge. We're just gonna dip those hips forward, working on that hip flexor, core, piriformis, really stretching that out. We're gonna lift the chest, hands around that knee, hold that there. So again, here's the lunge, but we really wanna drive those hips forward, sink into that pose. Next one, we have low lunge IT band stretch. So we're here, now we're just gonna twist opposite elbow to knee, and that's gonna add that IT band stretch there. So there's a couple options here. We can do elbow to knee and twist, or we can do overhead and twist. So it depends on the level of your members. You can add both options to them, but we're in that low lunge, we twist the elbow, or we just come overhead as well. Keeping the chest up nice and high. Next one, standing quad stretch. So we just stand, use something to lean on if you need to. You can cue that they can grab onto something, and we just bring one leg back and hold it. Couple counts and then switch. Couple counts. So 1, 2, switch. 1, 2. Standing quad stretch there. Next one, tricep stretch. So we're bringing one arm back, elbow stays in. We don't want a chicken wing, so keep it in nice and tight. Hand comes to the back. We're holding that, and then we alternate through. So 1, 2, switch. 1, 2, switch. Pulling on the elbow, feeling the stretch all the way down there. Last one, arm circles forward, arm circles back. So come into a natural stance. We're doing big circles forward. Deep breaths with these. Get that heart rate back to resting. And then reverse. Good, and then forward. So alternate through 2 to 4 movements, and then reverse. And back. Really working a range of motion in those shoulders, opening up the chest, helping that heart rate go down. There you go, guys. So that's your warm-up. That's your cool down. Stick to the moves. Let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for everything.